It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with another Planet MFL video where I document my journey in MFL, the wonderful football managing game that is MFL. So if that's your cup of tea, get comfortable for some juicy MFL content where I show you how my teams are doing, I show you the moves I'm making, who I'm buying, my tactics, results, thoughts on the game that is MFL. All of that good stuff. So that's how it works usually. Usually that's how it works. I give you updates on my Planet MFL videos, and I'm going to try and do these every Friday. Upload these every Friday now because in the past, they've been a bit all over the place. Sometimes they'd come out one week. It'd usually be dependent on what's happening in MFL. So if there was like the cup was just about to start, I'd do a Planet MFL video. Or if I'd just finished the league season, I'd do a video then. But now I want to do one every Friday. And starting next week, I want to have a guest on. So I'll be giving you updates from my MFL teams every week, every Friday. And hopefully most weeks, maybe not every week, but some weeks, we'll have a guest on, and we should have a good guest on next week for the first guest on Planet MFL. So stay tuned to the channel. If you've not subscribed, do that so you can stay in touch. I make solo videos, I make MFL videos. This is an MFL video. So we are going to look at my team. I haven't given you an update since the beginning of season 8. So we'll have a look at the first results of the season for both of my teams. What's that? You don't know who my teams are? I'll give you a little quick update. First team, AFC Amreezy. That's the Amreezy brand name. That's what we go under on all our games, all of our places where there's a chance to have a name. It's always AFC Amreezy. And then my B team is the Amreezerves. The A team at AFC Amreezy are in the Ice division. First time I've ever been in Ice. I've been in Spark for 3 years. Now I'm in Ice. So it's been very exciting playing against better teams. But I'm a better team. I've got better loans. I've made better signings. So we're having fun in Ice. And then my bottom team are in Splint. That's just the Amreezerves. I'd like them to get promoted above our AFC Amreezy one day and switch the identities because they're based in Mexico City, which is kind of where I want my top team to be in. But for now, they're in the bottom division, Flint. So that's just where my reserve team players are. So let's take a look at how my A team, AFC Amreezy, have been doing since the start of the season. Right then, MFL heads, here we go. This is how AFC Amreezy are doing. We're in Ice, and we're doing well, as you can see from the league table. We are second. I'm recording this on Friday, as you can see here, just before, well, you can't see here, my big head's blocking it, but before my first cup game on Friday. There's 2 games today, a cup game and a league game. So I'm recording this video just before those games. So you can see here, yesterday, I played against it was top v second. MFC Schalke, who I think came from the league below with me. So we're both new boys in this league, and we've both strengthened. We've both done really well. So there's a little bit of a rivalry here with MFC Schalke because we were together in the league below last year. So they are top now. I was top yesterday, and then they were just below me. They beat me 1-0 in a really close game. This is how my team is lining up tactics-wise. I'm playing a 4-3-3 attack most games, but I'm also switching it up, and I'm playing a 4-3-3 defense sometimes. So Del Rio's my best cam, although I've got this guy Castro who's been on loan from SR Monkey. Shout out to SR Monkey, who gave me this guy on loan, a Mexican, so he's at home, and he sometimes fits in really nicely as a CDM, but sometimes I play him as a CM as well. So sometimes we alternate the tactics depending on, basically, if players are getting tired or if we're playing against a better team, we go to a bit more of a defensive formation. So yeah, this is the tactic I've been playing most. Obviously, Koja, the star boy, has been doing well this season. I think he's top scorer in the league. No surprise there. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know Bayram Koja is the next Pele. And he's amazing. 25 years old, 17 progression so far. Not this season. I wish this season. In his career, about 17 or 18 progression. This season, I think only 1, but you know, he's slowing down. He's at 73. We're building a staircase, a stairway to heaven here. So yeah, he's made 1 progression this season. Hopefully he can, obviously this is going to slow down as he gets older and gets a better rating. So yeah, it'd be nice if he could tier break this season, but let's see. But yeah, Koja's been doing great. This left winger that I signed, because he's from the same country as Koja and he also has 4 letters in his surname. That wasn't, and I bought him for the exact same price as Koja, $12. So that was enough for me to see it as a sign that I needed this guy in my team. He's been doing well as well. And then Alfonso and Del Rio are 2 of our best players. So yeah, we've got a good attack. Defense is looking okay so far, mainly because they're all on loan. 2 of them are from SR Monkey. 2 of them are from my bestie Hoodwink. So our defense is all on loan this season, but it's paying off because my defenders on loan are playing kind of the B team. My defenders not on loan, sorry, who are kind of the backup. Every time they come in the team, I do feel we're not as defensively solid. They're not as good. I probably do need to eventually sign some better defenders. But for now, we're relying on a full loan back 4. And it's paying off. We're doing well in the league. We don't need to loan any of the attackers because we've got good attackers. We just don't have good defenders. We do have a good goalkeeper. Our 21-year-old Jorge Luis. Steady progression from him. Not progressed this season yet, but if he just does one, it'll continue this nice gradual slope from the youngster who's yet to hit his peak age. So loving that. So yeah, we had a tricky defeat last game. So we're now second. It's our first defeat of the season, actually. First defeat of the season, 8 games in. In the cups, we're not doing so well, but we're not prioritizing the cup, I'm afraid. We are bottom of the table. I think because it's a close table, 5 points, 4 points, 4 points, 3 points, I do believe my next cup game, I'm playing sort of a few more first team players than I usually would. So I'm trying to win the next cup game, and that will basically decide what I do for the last 2 cup games. If I win, then obviously I'll be on 6 points, and maybe if results go my way, we might have a chance of progressing in the top 2. So then I'll take the cup a bit more seriously. Also, we do have some tricky fixtures in the league. So I know we're high in the table, but I think we're playing like these guys next and then these guys next. And so we've done well with the fixtures, but I think we've got tricky fixtures in terms of the best rated teams in this division. So I think this league table might not look as flattering after, say, 3 or 4 league games, which might mean we kind of go harder for the cup. So we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, I'm kind of prioritizing the league. But this next cup game could decide what I do for the last 2 cup games. So let's see. So if we take a look all the way back, let's dial it all the way back to the beginning of the season. Where was the first game of the season? It was 7-0 win. Is that how we started? Surely not. Oh, no, wait. We're league in 83 right now. Okay, that was how we ended last season. The glorious Spark days. If you want to see more of that team, go check out my MFL documentary. It's on the channel. And I was talking about my MFL documentary, by the way, on the When Dirtcast this week. On Monday, that came out. So if you've not checked out the latest Manager Spotlight When Dirtcast special, go check it out because it's got your boy Amreezy on it. So it was a great chat with Jimbo. Shout out to Jimbo and the When Dirtcast. Lovely old podcast over there, so go check that out if you've not already. So this is how we started the season. Black Shadow, 2-0 win, 2-2 draw. This was a really unfortunate draw where we dominated the XG, dominated the chances. It was just one of those MFL games where you have 22 shots, 8 shots on target, XG of 2.59 compared to their 0.56. And you draw 2-2, which was really disappointing. Obviously, Koja scoring twice, but yeah, that was a really frustrating game. That 2-2 draw, but then we won in the league. We won in the league again. We won in the league. We won in the cup. Then we lost in the cup. Won in the league. Won in the league. So we've been doing well in the league. Cup, we lost 4-0. These 2 cup defeats were heavy B teams, and the first cup win was an A team. So I'm playing these guys again in my 4th cup game, and I'm going to go for a bit more of an A team because it worked last time. So I'm hoping if we can beat them again, we might still be in the cup. And then there's the defeat to MFC Schalke that I just showed you. So that's how the team's kind of looking. Progression-wise, how have we done? After 8 games played, progression this season has looked like this. Just a couple of ones, really. Been quite quiet progression-wise. Koja's gone up by 1. My backup centre-back and left-back have gone up by 1. My backup goalkeeper's gone up by 1. So it's a bit annoying. The +1s are my backup guys. One of the centre-backs on loan. From Luke, I did say my defenders were all on loan from SR Monkey and Hoodwink, but they're actually on loan from Luke as well. So Luke's boy's gone up by +1. But yeah, it's been quiet progression-wise. Very quiet progression-wise. We've got some stats going up in general, so hopefully the progression kind of picks up throughout the season. But I guess it's encouraging to see things like +2 here for Big Castro, the Mexican. This guy from Hoodwink Carnero has been progressing very well stats-wise. 1-1, 1-1, 2. I would like his defense to go up a bit more, seeing as he's a centre-back. So yeah, progression's been a little bit slow. But yeah, nothing in the last 24 hours. Well, +1 for Solbakken. Performance-wise, as you can see here, top goal scorer Koja leading the way clearly with 14 goals in 8 games. Not too shabby at all. Then it's a big drop-off for our second top scorer, so we are heavily reliant on Koja once again. Del Rio's been doing okay, 3 goals. He's been chipping in more with the assists, as you can see, 7 assists from Del Rio. So he's been a good number 10. Him and Koja have got a nice little chemistry this season, a better chemistry than they had last season, and I think that's due to player instructions. In the preseason, I actually was playing some preseason friendlies, and that was a big thing for me, trying to get more out of my number 10. Because I've just not been getting that much out of Del Rio, and he's my highest rated player stats-wise. So I've been tweaking his player instructions. I've now got him on a lot more. Shout out to my bestie Hoodwink again. He advised me on this. I sort of played a friendly against one of his teams, and his number 10 was just having an amazing game, and mine was going so quiet. And basically, I wasn't giving my guy much to do. I think I was just going risky passes and high freedom, and that's it. So I basically added a lot more. I got him dribbling more, crossing more, and on more offensive. So I gave him a lot more to do. And it's been working so far. It's basically because these two centre midfielders I have on very restrictive instructions. They're good at defending. They have high defensive attributes. I say low positional freedom, less offensive. So it allows Del Rio to be the kind of free forward, free attacking, bombing forward, doing all the attacks. And I think it's working for me. As you can see, he's got 7 assists this season in 8 games. And it basically just means these two don't do anything. They just sit there, hold the line, and let Del Rio bomb forward. And that's something I wasn't doing last season. Last season, it was a bit more, everybody was kind of getting involved from midfield. Whereas this season, I've changed it. It's partly because Castro is a CDM, really. But I play him as a CM because he just suits my formation nicely, because he's a screen. These two boys make a screen for Del Rio. And so far, it's really working tactics-wise. So yeah, we're doing well. We're doing much better than I thought we would be doing at ICE. And I was happy with a mid-table finish. I think now I can realistically aim for maybe a promotion, maybe a playoff finish. We all want to finish as high as possible, obviously. And like I said, we do have harder games coming up. But yeah, that's how the A team's looking. If you've got any tips for me, any suggestions, leave them in the comments as always. Your boy appreciates those. But let's now take a little look at the AFC, not AFC, different branding. Oh, I want to show you one more mistake. So as you just saw then, the names are confusing for me. AFC Amreezy, Amreezerves, they're too similar. And also the logos are basically the same logo. One has a football in the middle with text. One has different text, but a bench logo. So they're so similar, the logos. The names are similar. Why am I saying all of this? Because my big mistake this season was loaning a player from Ronin, who will not cancel this contract. And I've sent him requests on Discord. I've sent him requests on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. He's not responding. I think he's happy with this because he's going to get a 5% payout from an ICE team. I loaned this guy for my reserve team on 0%, but if he doesn't play 15 games, you got to pay a 5% penalty. And I accidentally put him in the AFC Amreezy team instead of the reserves team. He would be a first team player in my reserve team. He's not going to play any games in this team because he's nowhere near good enough. And I did debate, could I get him 15 games? Could I get 15 games out of him? But it would just sacrifice so much. We'd probably lose points because he'd be so bad. It wouldn't be worth it. So we're just going to have to learn a horrible lesson here to be more careful when loaning players with an auto accept. Because he's now in my main team and I'm gonna have to pay a 5% penalty, which is horrible. Yeah, but we live and we learn. So speaking of the AFC Amreezerves, let's now check out how they're doing. Welcome to the Amreezerves, our hub here, as you can see from the league table, in mid-table. We're mid-table. We were projected to finish mid-table. So I don't think that one of these seasons, I'm going to have to really go for it. I'm going to have to really get better loans, maybe take some of those players from the main team, put them in the reserve team to get out of this division. I don't think this is the year to do that. So we're just going to have to accept a mid-table finish probably this year. I'm taking the cup, obviously, with that in mind. I'm taking the cup a little bit more seriously. We're undefeated in the cup. Do need to probably win one more game to get out. Wait. Yeah, I do need to win or draw. It looks like one more game from the last two games. But I'm hoping with the league table like this, these two teams give up in the cup and they just let me win one more game, basically. So we should get out of the cup, which will be fun. So the focus on this team might be the cup this year, trying to get as much MFL as we can. This was quite interesting. I've never had this before, where you play one of the teams in your league, you're in the same cup. I thought that was impossible. I assumed the cup drawing matrix would always match you against teams in other leagues, but they've put me with Cobra United. And also what was weird is we had a league game against Cobra United straight after a cup game, which was weird, having to tactically work out, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to put the A team in the cup? Are they going to put the B team in the league? I kind of worked out they might rest players in the league, and I was quite unlucky to draw that game. Fist raised. Rage. Because if we'd have won that game, I think we would have already be qualified in the group. We would be top with 9 points. No, 10 points. Yeah, we'd be with 10 points, qualified already. But we drew it. It was one of those XG higher games, shots on target higher games. Didn't take our chances. They have no shots. They take their chances. One of those. But it's okay. Then in the league, we kind of was like, all right, we took our first team in the cup. We rested a few in the league. They did the opposite, and they beat us in the league. But then we won, I think this was today, actually. We just won this game in the cup against Generic FC. So, yeah, it's been a mixed bag in the league. We started really badly. We started... Load more. It's not loading more. I have no history. I have no previous data. This is it. This was the Redemption Cup. Right, yeah, so we lost our first... We won our first league game, but then we lost the next two. Then we won against Ladyboys FC. Then we won in the cup. Then we drew in the cup. Won in the league. Won in the league. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like we've been doing quite well in the league, actually. Quite a few wins there. So we're mid-table in the league, but our form lately, apart from that last defeat, we had gone 3 victories in a row. So, you know, we might be able to push up that league table. It's very close. Like, we're 2 points off second. So you never know. You never know. If I go out of the cup, it might allow me to push up the league table, possibly challenge for one of these places. If we're 5th or 4th at the mid-season transfer window, I may have to do some business. That might be relegating players from my first team. It may be getting in some loans. So get ready, guys. I may be coming to the channel. I may be coming to my social medias asking for 3 really good loans to try and help this team push for promotion. But let's see. Let's get there. Maybe in next week's video, I'll have more of an idea about how the Amreezerves are doing. But yeah, so far, it could go either way. We could have a good season, could have a bad season, could have an average season. So that's how my Amreezerves are doing. We're playing the same formation as the A team. Now, my thinking here is I want the same formation in both teams, because if I do have players that have to drop down, I want them to sort of be ready-made for this formation. And if I do have players that progress really well in the reserves, I want them to be ready-made for the formation as well. So wingers, no CDMs, that kind of means in my agency, I don't need to have those kind of players. So that's my thinking tactics-wise. Same tactics in the reserve team, same tactics in the A team. Let's see how it goes. So that's how both my teams are looking in the wonderful world of MFL. I'm having a great time. I do know that There's some people who have stopped playing MFL. There's been a little bit of chat about how people have sold their galleries, how they've moved on because So Rare's back and it's exciting. So people have sold out and gone there. And I have heard chat about a few people not wanting to play anymore, and prices have come down since I joined in like season 5. So when there was a bit of a price boom, and I get why if you joined then and you can see prices now, it would be a bit frustrating because you're like, these cards aren't worth what I bought them for. However, I think you do need to maybe understand that it will go up and down. There'll be another boom. I think at some point prices will go up and down. They'll fluctuate. It's like most of these kind of Web3 games. They have hype moments, they have lower moments. If you can kind of work out when those moments are, you can buy in those moments and sell in those moments. And I still like the game. I still think it's fun how I play. I mean, I do still play on a budget. I haven't made any deposits into the game since I bought my second club pack. So basically I bought 2 club packs, and then I'm trying to play the game without depositing more money. And that has its own challenges, but it does mean I get less frustrated when players' values drop. I have less sort of invested in the game, I guess. But that's how I like to play. I do think, you can still keep playing by depositing lots and playing lots if you're having fun. I still think it's a fun game, and I still think you can play this game alongside other games, like So Rare, like Football Manager when it comes out, like FPL, any other games that you play. I just think with it being like one game a day, it's just such a perfect game to go alongside other games you play. So for me, MFL is still great. I understand, though, some of the hype from, say, Season 5, 6 has died a bit. But I just think, I know, if the game continues to grow as it is with new advancements, they're constantly adding cool things. I expect cool features to come in the future, and then people to go, oh, that's really cool. Whole new user base joins in the future, and, we have another boom. And I just think patience and persistence should pay off. So I'm still having fun with the game. I'm still loving it. Let me know if you are. All your plans, how's your seasons going? Let me know all of that good stuff. Like, subscribe, tune in next week when we should have a guest. Should have a guest on next week's video so we can see. I can give you an update on my team, and then also the guests can give you an update on their team. And I think that'll be a nice, fun chat to have. So join me for that next week. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Peace.